I love Halloween. Cooler weather, cool costumes, and pumpkins everywhere. Of course, as rail fans, when we hear the word pumpkin, something else may come to mind. Burlington Northern Santa Fe locomotives and their distinctive orange paint. Now, where I live here in Georgia, BNSF doesn't own any track, but we still see our fair share of pumpkins.
Engines like these are known as foreign power. They're not operating on their company's rails. Today, these older BNSF units are in Norfolk Southern territory. I'm set up at what I consider to be a rail fan hotspot. The railroad calls this CP Bridge. It's in northwest Atlanta, right outside Norfolk Southern's Inman Yard. What's special about this outing for me is it's the first time I'm seeing the original BNSF paint scheme in person on a locomotive. And this train has not one but two. They're both GE C44-9Ws that were built in the mid-1990s. Today, these are leading NS 153. Now this paint job is known as Heritage 1. And Heritage 2 looks like this, basically a variation of Santa Fe's war bonnet design. Believe it or not, some of these are even working for other railroads now. Finally, Heritage 3 features a swoosh under the BNSF letters. There are other BNSF paint schemes and variants, but these are or were the standards. I shot this footage in May of 2022, but I figured I'd wait until Halloween to put it all together for you. Like many rail fanning adventures, we're going to do a lot of waiting today, but we're also going to see several trains. 153's crew showed up shortly after I got here. Not long after that, here's Amtrak 19, the Crescent, headed toward New Orleans. Then, it was time to fire these things up. Next, NS 282, and I would imagine those UPS trailers up front are high priority. While we're waiting, look at this component on the second BNSF unit. I believe this is an air conditioner, and it looks like it came off a locomotive wearing the war bonnet paint scheme. Shortly after I noticed that detail, here came NS 11A, hauling a long line of auto racks. Norfolk Southern engines have their own nickname, Catfish. That's because of the so-called whiskers on the nose. Now, I wasn't the only one out here today. Several other rail fans were waiting too. It looked like 153 was getting close to departure. One of the crew members was knocking off the handbrakes. We'd see two more trains before they got moving. Here's NS 23N with more foreign power in the lead. Then, even more foreign power. This was leading NS 154, and you can barely see the bridge over the Chattahoochee River here. There was a small crowd forming now. And finally, it was time for the main event. The ditch lights were on and 153 was ready to go. I think the train crew might have been enjoying this too. As the skies cleared and 153 made its way toward Irondale, Alabama, my rail fanning adventure had come to an end with no tricks and a few treats.
You know, I'm not really sure how long those old Dash 9s have left. Who knows, maybe they'll be rebuilt, or maybe they'll end up in a scrapyard and haunt the rails forever.